Drawing things for complete strangers, but my parents will probably watch this, so I guess they're not our strangers completely. Bad art.
Yellow, and welcome to another episode of Bad Art, a video series where I draw some things and I talk some things. And today, I'm going to be talking about a little animated sitcom called Bojack Horseman. Bojack Horseman, if you have Netflix, then it's another one of those original series that's on there. Like, there's House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, The Fall, stuff like that. This is added to that repertoire of Netflix's original series. And I remember seeing the advertisements for this show before it had went live. And I just kind of I don't know why, because I like animated sitcoms, most of them. So like The Simpsons, American Dad, Archer, stuff like that. I like those types of shows, because I'm apparently, I like to draw. I'm really into animation and stuff. So I have no idea why I brushed it off to the side, but I did. And it wasn't until a good friend of mine, Steve, came up to me one day, and we were chilling, and he was like, have you seen Bojack Horseman? And I was like, nah, I never checked it out. I was like, I've seen advertisements for it, but I haven't sat down and watched it yet. And he was just like, oh my God. He's like, you have to watch this show. It's hilarious. It's so funny. And he was telling me about one of the episodes where Bojack had gotten into a fight with this seal who put down a package of muffins in the grocery store. He had put the muffins down to go to the bathroom, but he put them down in a produce section. So Bojack happened to walk upon the muffins and see them, and he took them. And the seal ended up coming out, and he was like, oh, he's like, those are my muffins. I called dibs on them, and they started getting into an argument over who had dibs on what. And I guess I should say that the show was about this washed up horseman, because I guess the inhabitants of the show is the world is inhabited by human beings and anthropomorphic characters. So Bojack is a horse, but he has a man's body, so he's a horseman. There's the seal that he got into an argument with was a seal with a man's body. And to make things even more hilarious, he was in the Navy, so that makes him a Navy SEAL. So it was pretty cool how they did that. But it was hilarious, man. So he had told me about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'll check it out one of these days when I get time. And I usually say that to my buddy, and I think he kind of thinks that I'm just kind of brushing him off just to get him to shut up, but I'm really not. It's just that I watch so many shows as is. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many shows I watch and keep up with on a regular basis. So it really was just one of those things where once I get caught up with the stuff I'm currently involved in, I will check out the Bojack Horseman show. And so one day I was just, finished up some on Netflix, and I was just kind of scrolling through trying to find out what else to watch. And lo and behold, I came across Bojack Horseman. And I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, maybe this is time for me to check this out like I said I would. And I ended up checking it out, man. I went in just getting ready to watch maybe 3-5 episodes, because that's usually how I judge shows, new shows that I watch, is if I'm not hooked by the 5th episode, I'm probably not going to finish it. I'm if I don't have any interest by then I'm not going to be interested at all. And man, I tell you, a couple hours later, I was on episode 7, 7 or 9 or whatever. I almost watched the whole thing straight through. And I was just so hooked, man. And ever since then, I've just been talking about Bojack. I sing the theme song. I use memes to communicate with people when I'm texting them and stuff. I'll send them Bojack pictures of his different facial expressions. And it's so good. The guy that talks for him, Will Arnett, I think was made to talk for that character. I would not be surprised if the creators of that show had said, if we can't get Will Arnett to voice this guy, then we are not doing the show, because he fits so well. But yeah, man, it's so funny. It's so good. I highly recommend that you check it out if you're into animated sitcoms. And even if you're not, just check it out anyway, just to see if you would like it. Like basically, if you like Archer, you should like Bojack. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. As for the drawing that I'm doing today, this happened from my buddy Steve once again, sending me a link to the Bojack Instagram page. And he had a picture posted up, and the caption was saying, you know, draw a picture of me, and the best picture will win, and we'll make a character, and he will appear on the show. And I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. Like, even my buddy Steve had told me, he's like, you need to do this. And we were both just like in agreement. So I immediately just went into brainstorming phase, man, and just trying to figure out what I was going to draw. Because I figured out, or I found out about the contest a little late. Like, it was probably like 2 weeks left before the deadline. So I had to like start thinking quick. And my original idea was going to be, I wanted to involve Todd, the character Todd, because he is my favorite character on the show. He's voiced by Aaron Paul, who's like really good. You would know him from the Breaking Bad show. He was Jesse. Really glad to see that he's found some more work after Breaking Bad, like something that's so distant from Breaking Bad, you know, to go from a live action show about selling crystal meth to just a animated show about a washed up horseman actor who's trying to like get back into relevancy, you know. So yeah, he's my favorite character. So like the original idea was to have like Todd, Bojack, Mr. Peanut Butter, and Diane all in his living room watching the Super Bowl, the Seahawks versus the Patriots. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I did make it just in time to, or not make it because I didn't want to see it, but I was able to watch the last play of the game where Russell Wilson shot the interception. And, not that I was going for the Seahawks or anything. I was kind of going for the Patriots because, the Seahawks had beat the Packers. And my whole motto with that is you beat the pack, you don't get jack. So, yeah. So, I wanted them to, like, be in the living room watching that play. And everybody's just going to be sitting down. They'd have their jerseys on. And I wanted Bojack to kind of, like, be standing up with his arms out and discuss, going on a rant about how the end zone is right in front of him and Marshawn Lynch is sitting behind him, and all you had to do was hand the ball off to him and they could have got the score. But, it was going to take so long to get it done, and time was not on my side. So I had to switch it up and do something completely different. So I instead decided to draw little Bojack Horseman, which is when they have these little flashbacks in the show, they show him as a little kid and he's got this little sailor suit on. He looks all innocent. And his parents are like so mean and disgusted with him, like his dad is always just sitting down, smoking a pipe and reading a newspaper. And his mom just like smokes cigarettes and drinks and stuff. And they kind of just neglect him or whatever, like don't even acknowledge it. Well, I mean, they acknowledge his existence, but they're just like really mean to him, So I wanted to do like a family portrait of him and his parents. And, so like have them all looking real disgusted like they always look. And then Bojack with a little smile on his face looking all awkward and everything. So I wanted to do that. So that was the whole plan behind this thing. And I was working double time to get it done. Like when you're watching now, like I drew out the day before it was due because I spent like most of the time just doing like little mock-ups trying to see like how it would look and what colors would work when I colored it. And, so this was the day before the deadline. And I mean, I was dealing with like having to go to work. I had to deal with my markers drying out. Like some markers were getting dried out. So there's some colors that like I had like limited uses for. And, what else was happening? The camera that I use only records like 16 minutes and then it stops. So I had to like set it to re-record again. And, the memory card was getting filled up with all the videos that was stacking up in the, stacking up from all the videos that I was recording. and the camera battery, the battery in the camera was dying. So I had to like take that out and charge it for about an hour and put it back in, you know, because I wanted to record the whole process of me doing this. You know, that's the whole point of the show besides me rambling on about stuff. So I just was trying to get all this stuff done. Like all these things were happening at once. I ended up getting done at about like 6 in the morning, man. The drawing I had to post onto Instagram to enter into the contest, it had to be posted by 12 in the afternoon the next day. And I wanted to like just do like half of the drawing and like get a couple hours of sleep to get rested and then wake back up and like get it all done and turned in time. But I didn't want to risk not waking up in time. I didn't want to oversleep because I really wanted to get this like into the contest, you know. So I ended up staying up, just staying straight through and drawing straight through, you know, to get this done. And I got it done, man. I got it done. I got to record it. That's why you're sitting here now watching this video. Like a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this whole production. Okay. So I hope you appreciate what you are watching right now, you know? So, yeah, man. I got it turned in. I'm still waiting to hear back and see like if I won or not. And if I didn't win, that's cool, man. It's just the fact that I tried. You know, it would be really cool to get a character of me made and put into a cartoon. Like it's one of my biggest dreams I've had for so long. So it would be cool if that were to happen. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I was really impressed with myself by getting this done. Like I really like the way it turned out. I actually want to get it blown up and transferred onto a canvas, and I want to actually paint it. So maybe you'll see a video of that one day. You know, not anytime soon because there's still some other stuff that I got to do. Got to make some more videos for you guys, but you know, I'll think about doing that sometime in the near future. And that's about it, man. I mean, all that's left to say is just if you haven't watched it yet, and you have Netflix, I think you owe it to yourself to check the show out. It's really funny, you know, to me, at least. I'm really happy to hear that it's getting another season. I guess it didn't really perform that well with critics, you know, big surprise there, but you know, the viewers had spoke and the creators are making another season, man. So kudos to them. I can't wait for it to come out. This time I will not put it aside and I will watch it like right away. And that's about it, man. You can follow me on Twitter at TheChewels, TheeChewels. You can also go and check out my buddy Steve's channel. If you like video games, especially fighting games, like he does videos about that. And he's Superior Silence on YouTube. He's also Superior Silence on Twitter, so you might want to check him out. He does a podcast as well. So, you know, the best way to find all this stuff out is to go on Twitter and check his tweets. He's a pretty funny guy. He's a really good friend of mine. So if you even halfway find me interesting, you might find him interesting as well. So check out his stuff. And that's going to be, I think that's about it. I will see you guys on the next video. You know what to do. Like, dislike, do what you like. If you think you could do a better drawing than me, I would love to see it, man. And that's not like, you know, a challenge or anything. It's just, I want to see how you guys can draw, you know, like look at the video. Maybe you can pick up some tips and try and draw something yourself. And I love to see it. And if there's something that I'm doing wrong, or if you think I could do better, like let me know that too, man. Because I want to be a better artist. I want to get better at my craft, you know. So who knows? So that'll be about it. Thank you for checking out my video. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for a little bit. And hope you have a good day or night. And you take it easy, all right? That was bad, but it could have been worse. And I'm out.